Police tell us 2 people were found shot to death in separate locations in this Americana complex, but they do believe those cases are connected. The red carpet is always packed, but we're told it will be especially more so this year, and that's because this is the 50th annual CMA Awards, so definitely a historic night.
You want to sing one more time?
You know, I think I will spare them the details. Head to social media for that.
Of a wine.
Christmas!
Thank you.
Some abortion groups are calling for a 20-foot safety zone. That puts us about right here. But the ACLU of Kentucky is calling for an 8-foot safety zone or barrier zone, saying that's a more feasible option. And that puts us about right here from the front door. I will say it's a nice ride. It's not too bad. We're going to do a little loop-de-loop, turn around. Okay. Y'all, I think I could get used to this. Just take this every day to work. The bacon is frying. They are cutting the ham, pouring the sugar by the cupful into the sweet tea. Things are definitely ready to go here at Wagner's. We're in the 900 block of State Street, so if that's where your usual commute in the morning takes you in New Albany, definitely avoid that area. We have found one very, very brave family who they didn't say we need a tent. They didn't say we needed a hotel room. You guys just slept under the stars. Good morning.
Good morning.
The lines may not be as fast as a Kentucky Derby horse, but they are moving very quickly. That was a good joke, right? I thought so. We needed it after this morning. I was just so torn on what to wear this morning, being a proud Purdue alumni, but also having lots of love for my cards. So I decided a nice combo of both. And if you're really torn like me, you can just throw the L's and do a little boiler up action, right? Things are actually looking a lot better than they were last night at this time around 11 o'clock, but you can still see a lot of signs of the storm, right? There are a lot of down branches, down limbs, down trees, and even some cars with some damage if you look just across the street there. And we want to give you guys kind of a lay of the land, if you will, so you know what to expect when you come make your donations. A lot of people doing that during their noon lunch hour, so we do want to say thank you, but we have plenty of boxes, so don't worry if you can't bring a box to put all your donations in. We've got you covered when it comes to that.
And then kick the foot out, lift your seat up, look towards the camera, smile.
At the corner of Spring and Maple, Jeffersonville's Old Town Cash Saver sits in the heart of the city. But customers know the true heart in town is behind the counter.
Well,
Cashier Margaret Embry has been ringing up groceries for 25 years.
I've been here longer than anyone in this store.
A quarter of a century will earn you that distinction.
Not too many people around here I don't know.
This charismatic cashier.
How you doing?
A constant.
1680. At a 20.
Who doesn't shortchange at a register.
I love it when they come in and they joke around and they talk.
Customers become friends.
I've cried with them, I've prayed with them, and I've been to funerals.
Practically like family.
Life's too short to be, I don't like to hear people fussing and carrying on, and so I want them to leave happy.
Mission accomplished.
I'm going to put them in 2 different bags. Corn has a way of walking out of the bags.
And all of her time here, Miss Margaret's seen a little bit of everything and everyone.
A lot of crazy people.
Like the guy who walked in with more than just his wallet.
And I told him again, I said, now get out of here. And he had this big boa wrapped around him. And I am terrified of snakes, so he just stepped toward me and I go, whoo, over the counter.
A booze bandit stirring a similar reaction.
He walked up and I walked up and pulled his coat back, took it out, and I said, get out and don't ever come back. Everybody's standing there going, he's way bigger than you. I said, that's okay. I don't like people that steal.
From snakes to shoplifters, she has quite a story. But a recent routine.
We're picking up like big cases of beer and water and stuff.
Inspired another chapter.
And one day my back started hurting a little bit and I thought,
a final chapter.
Hey, I gotta have playtime, it's out of here.
It won't be an easy goodbye for Miss Margaret.
Yeah, it's hard. Doing all right today?
Or her customers.
It's okay, honey, it's okay. There'll be somebody in here as goofy as me to take care of you.
Not as good as you. You're the best.
There will be more of these moments before September 7th.
Are you retiring?
Yes, I am.
I saw your picture in the paper.
But make no mistake, Margaret's final checkout will be a celebration.
They need to have another person in here working because that's party day. Go out with a bang.
Sarah Wagner.
It's time to go.
WHAS 11 News.
About 12 6:15 this afternoon, the Louisville Metro Police 4th Division responded to a call of a shooting in the 700 block of Camp Street.
Time, address, and nature of the call, all details police have now had to give at dozens and dozens of scenes like this one.
The Louisville Metro Police Homicide Unit's investigating at this time.
It's a phrase the department has now had to repeat 100 times this year alone.
Been senseless in many cases, and there's probably no basis for this one as well.
Hitting the triple digits may be difficult to grasp because from 1 to 100, behind each victim is a family, a mother, father, or child forced to go on without.
Unfortunately, it's 100 that we're at, and it's as worse as the first one we had back in January. It's a very tragic thing that's happened in our community.
Something so many across this city know all too well.
It's a whole lot of drama, mischief, and people hating on other people.
This neighbor didn't want to be identified, but he knew the victim.
He was a good guy. He was real.
This man has called the neighborhood home for more than 50 years. He sees the good and bad.
A lot of love right here. A lot of love. You know, everybody just get caught up. We're losing entirely too many peoples. Entirely. For no reason. For no reason.
It's hard to understand this sort of violence, but maybe stopping it is simpler than we think.
We all just need to get together and just sit down and have powwow, barbecue, whatever you want to do, you know what I'm saying? You know, just be a family one time. Instead of everybody, man, just running around, boom, 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 boom.
After school activities come in all shapes and sizes. For Ethan Thomas, they happen here, in his bedroom turned workshop.
I'd always grew up having kind of the passion for fashion, if you will.
A passion that a present promoted to a profession.
When I was 14, I got my very first bow tie. I really loved the way it looked.
Classy and convenient.
I wore neckties a lot in middle school, and they would always get dirty because they would get in my food at lunch.
Ever the innovator, the teenager thought, why buy a bow tie when you can make one?
My grandma taught me the basics of sewing, and then from there I took apart some of the ties I already had and just kind of put them back together and figured out how to make my own.
And thus, All Tied Up was born.
Love doing it, and I get to work for myself, and I don't have to report to anybody.
Ethan's very own bow tie business.
We're trying to create the most quality product you can, and keeping it really reasonable for guys who want to look very sharp, for not break the bank.
With the average bow tie running around $50.
$15 or 2 for $25, so we're trying to keep it as cheap as possible.
Ethan's are a steal of a deal.
I've kind of got it down to a science now. I can do it with my eyes closed. It's something that just comes natural to me because I've been doing it for so long.
2 years and more than a few.
Probably, if I had to guess, 4,000 to 5,000 ties total, yeah.
Cotton creations later. Ethan starts every one the same way, tracing each tie using the first one he ever wore. From the stencil to the sewing machine, this old soul of a 16-year-old has an appreciation for all things vintage.
This is a Singer 301, so I think it's roughly 50 to 60 years old.
With every spin and snip of the scissors and every push of the pedal, his designs come to life.
I got it down to probably 10 to 12 minutes for one tie.
With a few bumps and bruises along the way.
Burn my finger, I'll sew my finger sometimes in the sewing machine, which is always fun. I'll cut my finger with scissors, but I've kind of gotten used to it.
Ethan is his own best business model, rocking his bow ties with almost every outfit.
Every day except for Friday. Kind of do a casual Friday thing.
Makes you remember he's still just a kid, one whose example can inspire us all.
Do it. Go out there, try, even if you have a few doubts.
Crafting confidence and style with every single masterpiece.
It's making a comeback. 2018 could be the year of the bow tie. I mean, it could happen.